Okay, so let's come to just a comfy seated position. Your legs can be crossed out. You can be on your legs. Just gonna do one more computery thing. So just getting to the point where you feel you can just sit there and feel comfy. Just a moment. Okay, so I've muted you guys just for the recording, but if you want to get my attention, just wait and we can unmute. But you guys sort of know the scene that you just want to listen to your body, do what feels good. So if you're sitting cross-legged, switch which leg is in front and just shift from side to side a little bit until you feel like your two sit bones are nice and connected to the floor. And let's just do some little circling with the spine, just trying to loosen up this whole area. Maybe as you circle, try and get your spine a little bit taller. Imagining maybe someone has got you by the head and is just pulling you upwards a little bit. And then switching to go around the other way. Wonderful. So if you're like having your hands on your knees, and let's just do a few rounding your back a little bit, maybe bringing your shoulders forward, and then inhale, kind of reaching your chest forward, feeling your shoulders come back. So just loosening up the spine, exhaling around, inhale, kind of lengthening out. Good. And coming back up to just your normal tall spine. Let's release our arms and just do a few inhaling up. Exhale slowly, letting the shoulders go. So just two more of those. Good, wonderful. So now we're going to inhale, reaching your arms up, nice tall spine. Palms come together, exhaling your hands to heart center. Just gently pressing into your chest, your shoulders relax down. Maybe tipping your chin forward a little bit to get a stretch in the back of your neck. Just noticing your breath. Maybe closing your eyes or looking down at the floor. Maybe if you want something to think about, you can feel on the inhale, your spine getting a little longer. Maybe imagining something sort of like a warm breeze coming up the base of your spine, all the way up your spine to the top of your head. And maybe on the exhale, imagining that same warm breeze coming down your shoulders, down your side body, down your hips. Now keeping this just gentle breath pattern, letting your arms come down, opening your eyes if you like, and let's reach our legs forward and start off by just getting our feet flexed and then gently pointing our toes. You might want to have your hands on either side, whatever feels good. Just gently waking up the back of the legs as you flex. And stretching out those toes, stretching out the tops of your feet. If you feel like it, you can add in your head so that as you point your toes, you let your head bow forward a little bit. Then as you flex, looking up a little bit. So just experimenting with that, seeing how it feels. Good. Now bending up your knees, maybe leaning back onto your hands. So let's just do a few, letting our knees go side to side. So sort of like windshield wipers. Loosening up the hips a little bit. Good. Now let's see how it feels to bring the bottoms of your feet together and letting your knees open up on either side. So we're just going to get in to the inner thighs, getting into the opening outward of the hips. So maybe shifting if you need until you feel like you're sitting equally on your both of your sit bones. Sometimes I feel like this hip wants to go up. So first order of business is just trying to feel kind of like level in your pelvis. Sitting up nice and tall in your spine. If you feel like your pelvis is tipping backwards, it might work better to come up onto a pillow, because that'll help get your pelvis to tip forward and not put stress on the lower back. And if your knees hurt, you can put pillows underneath your knees. So just finding a way to keep the spine happy and getting those legs to flop open. So once you feel a stretch, but not pain or tension, coming back to that nice, long, full inhale, nice, slow exhale. Trying to let your body just be still and relaxed as we just hang out here for a little while. And maybe again, imagining on the inhale, just sort of this warm breeze coming up from the base of your spine, all the way up to your head. And then feel it just kind of rain down on the exhale, down your shoulders, down your side body, down your hips, down into the floor. Wonderful. On an inhale, we're going to slowly bring our legs back together and just do whatever you naturally feel like doing. This is kind of the relief part. So maybe massaging your legs, maybe shaking them out, just letting your body go on automatic pilot and do what it feels like. Good. Now we're going to bend up our knees. We're going to let our right leg fall to the right and also the left leg. And we're going to see about sneaking that left leg back, and your weight is on your right hip. So you're trying to get a stretch in the back left quad. And if you don't feel it yet, maybe turn to the side, maybe you're pressing back that left leg a bit more. Grab a pillow. So we're going to have our weight shift over to the right. Maybe you're leaning on a pillow if your shoulder agrees. Maybe you've got your elbow down on the pillow. So you're starting to feel the stretch through here. And get another pillow. Maybe if your shoulder isn't loving that at all, you can have a lot more pillows and just lean right over. Inhale one way or another. Your left arm overhead, maybe just letting it flop. So we're trying to just pull open this whole swath of body, getting the quad stretch, coming up through the hip, the side body, the underarm, maybe the tricep. Letting your head just relax and look wherever it likes. So we've got a big stretch going on, but the rest of your body, you just want to find a way to support it so it can relax and melt. So once you found your stretch that feels stretchy but not painful, coming into stillness, just try to melt into it. Taking in your nice full inhale and maybe feel kind of a lengthening feeling on the inhale. And then on the exhale, just try and feel a melting, a letting go, a relaxing downwards. Very slowly going to inhale. We're going to bring that arm back. Your right side might feel a little cramped up, so slowly coming back up. I feel like coming onto my hands and knees, but just before we do the other side, just feel what your body wants to do. I feel like being on my hands and knees and letting my hips go side to side, but your body might want to do something else. So just do kind of whatever feels like a relief, whatever feels like kind of the opposite of what you were just doing. Doing a little bit of a body scan, see if you're holding tension anywhere, just gently moving that area. Then when you're ready, we're going to set up on the other side. So with your knees bent, your weight's coming onto your left hip. Maybe if you're using a bunch of pillows, repositioning. Then sneaking back that right leg till you feel a nice opening, a nice stretch in your quad. And then leaning to the left, putting your hand down and your elbow down. Reaching this right arm overhead. Maybe you'll flop right over, letting the arm flop on your head. If your shoulder doesn't love it, your hand can be in front of your body. Just feeling as long of a stretch as you can get. Trying to connect as long of a feeling of lengthening as you can find. Once you feel that big, long stretch coming into stillness, supporting where you need support, and just bringing all your attention to your breath again and how it feels in your body. Imagining on the inhale, just kind of a nice long feeling, sort of like unsticking feeling. And then on the exhale, just feel all those muscles you're stretching, kind of giving way, relaxing downward, letting go. As you inhale, you're going to slowly come out of this. The slower, the better. We're going to go into child's pose next, but just do whatever you feel like in the meantime. So maybe I feel like letting my hips go side to side. Maybe you feel like doing something else. Just completely letting your body tell you what it wants to do and just do that. Maybe some cow and cat might feel good before we do child's pose, just sort of loosening up the pelvis a little bit, the spine. And then if it feels good to you, we're going to bring our knees a little bit apart, the bottoms of our feet together, sitting back on our feet, maybe putting a pillow under your chest. And we're going to reach out our arms, coming in to child's pose, just sinking downwards, feeling your hips letting go as your arms reach forward. And just grabbing whatever pillows or supports you need to feel good. Really noticing your breath again. I want you to bring your attention to your lower belly in particular and your hips, kind of right around the whole midsection. So on your inhale, feel your lower belly expanding as your diaphragm's pulling down. So feeling that lower belly kind of pressing into the floor or your pillow. And then as you exhale, feel your back body, your hips, everything just sort of melting downwards. Very slowly on an inhale, we're going to come out of this doing whatever you need to feel good, just moving real slow. When you move slow, you give your body a chance to tell you things like, I'm sore over here. You need to move over here. So just taking your time, and then we're going to make our way onto our backs, but no hurry. Keeping your pillows or blankets nearby. And when you get on to your back, let's hug our knees in. Just do some circling, one direction, feeling your pelvis, lower back, just getting massaged into the floor a little bit. And then switching directions the other way. With our knees still hugged in, let's let sort of the whole back body roll from side to side. Just massaging the back into the floor. Good. Now let's lengthen out our whole body. So stretching out your legs, stretching out your arms if your shoulders allow, letting your back arch, and just feeling the difference in your hip flexors. We've had our knees bent a lot, so just feel that nice feeling of lengthening everything out. Wonderful. So you have a choice here. Let's bring our arms back, bending our knees, feet on the floor. The first option is we're gonna lift our left leg upwards, flexing your toe. Good, so that's the first option, having the other leg bent. Another option is to lengthen out your foot on the floor, the right foot. See how that feels. Maybe just gently holding on to your leg, maybe just letting your arms go. Just messing around with your feet a little bit, maybe circling your feet, maybe wiggling your toes. Good. Now that leg that's up in the air, bending your knee, and just taking that hip in a circle. So opening out to the side, bringing it back in. So we're just getting some nice, gentle hip mobility. And starting by opening outward. Now switching directions. So now you're kind of circling inward, if that feels okay. Maybe making your circle a little bit smaller, if that's what your hips are telling you. Wonderful. Now lengthening out that leg, getting both legs lengthened out again, reaching your arms overhead, going for another big full body stretch, letting your back arch a little bit, just so you feel a big stretch through your whole front body. Good, wonderful. So now we're gonna lift the other leg, the right leg, probably up into the air. Your other supporting leg, if it feels like too much to have it stretched out, you can bend your knee. So we're trying to get a big stretch in the back of our right leg, the elevated leg, maybe flexing your foot, maybe taking your foot in some circles. Just feel the whole back of the leg and the calf getting a bit of a stretch. Wonderful. Now bending in that elevated leg and doing your hip circles, opening outward to start. And when you're ready, if it feels okay, switching directions. Now you're circling inward with the hip. This direction is a bit less natural, so just see what your hip has to say about it. Wonderful. Now lengthening out that leg, stretching out again, a nice big full body stretch, maybe flexing your feet so you feel that stretch up the back body, maybe arching your back as you reach overhead so you feel a stretch through the front body. Maybe tucking your chin in a little bit so you feel the back of your neck getting a stretch. Good. Wonderful. Now bending up your knees again, feet on the floor. And let's reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Just doing some circling with our arms, just trying to massage our upper back into the floor. Wonderful. Switching directions of whatever you're doing. Just try to feel your shoulder blades get a gentle massage into the floor. Wonderful. So now we're going to let our arms float down, palms facing up on either side, coming down to the floor at sort of shoulder level. Shaking out your shoulders a little bit, keeping them loosey-goosey. Letting your whole head gently look side to side so your neck is getting released. When we've got our feet on the floor with our knees bent, we're just going to pick up our hips a little bit and shift them to the right, letting our knees fall to the left into a twist. Maybe you want a pillow under your knees, whatever feels good. Maybe your knees are more bent up, maybe they're more lengthened down. Just whatever gives you a nice stretch all the way up from the outside of your legs, side body, maybe up into your underarm. Good. And once you feel like a nice long, twisty stretch, we're going to come into our breath again. Feeling a lightness through your whole body as you inhale, a gentle rising. And your slow exhale, just feel a melting downward, a letting go. Nice and slow on an inhale, bringing your knees back through center, shifting your hips so you're more straight up and down again, and just doing something that's getting you untwisted, maybe hugging in your knees, maybe lengthening out your legs, maybe letting your knees fall side to side, just kind of what gets you untwisted from that side. And then when you're ready, we're going to go the opposite way. So shifting your hips a little bit to the left to let your knees fall now to the right. And your arms open up. letting your body feel supported so it can fully relax. Coming into your breath again, that nice full inhale, making you feel a gentle rise. And the exhale, just feel the flow going downwards, letting go. On your next inhale, gently bringing your knees back through center. Doing whatever your body would like. Maybe it feels like coming into happy baby for a moment or two, your version of happy baby. We're going to be coming into our resting pose next. So just sort of whatever your body wants to do, whatever feels good, go ahead and do it. And then when you're ready, let's do one final hugging in of your knees. Just feeling that pull in, feeling the kind of a bit of compression in your lower belly. Taking a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, let your legs lengthening out, your hands just falling open towards the ceiling. Just letting your body be in total ease, whatever feels like the most relaxing position, getting your body into that shape. Just doing a little body scan. See, are there any muscles that are still holding on, that are still trying to work? Take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, just get those muscles to release, to let go. Sensing all the parts of your back body that are touching the floor. Just try and feel yourself letting go into the floor. If you are really comfy and want to stay in your resting pose, please do. I'll be pressing the buttons to end the session, so you don't have to get up. You can just keep laying there, and I'll turn it off at the end. You don't have to worry about it. But if you need to get moving or you feel like moving, let your body wake up, stretching out however feels good. And then on a inhale, rolling onto your side with your knees bent, resting there for a moment. And when you're ready, pressing your hands up to bring you back up to seated, however feels good. Let's just do a few. Inhale those shoulders up. Exhale, let them go on the melting down. Good. 2 more of those. Inhale gently up. Exhale. One more time. So feeling your spine nice and long, looking at the floor, closing your eyes, letting your hands just rest where they fall. And just breathing deep for another few moments and just remembering whatever you're always trying to remember. Some helpful thought. Namaste. So I'm going to stop the recording. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. And